Three men have been found guilty and are due to be sentenced in September. So these three despicable cretins, which I'll refer to them as, have been found guilty of taking a 12-year-old girl from a car park in Dover, a vulnerable 12-year-old girl. Now, the defendants, or the beasts, what I will refer to them as, is Kevin Horvath, 26, Ivan Turtak, 38, and Ernest Gunnar, 27, all originally from Slovakia. And bearing in mind, these are big men, especially Ivan Turtak, who is 38-year-old. As you can see by the pictures, he is a big, menacing-looking bloke. Now imagine that. Poor 12-year-old, defenceless, vulnerable girl. Now, it doesn't say anything more about whether or not she was in care or whether or not she was just on the street waiting for friends. Now, these two beasts, Kevin Horvath and Ivan Turtak, have gotten the lass from a car park in Dover, enticed her into the car with a cigarette, and the vulnerable young girl has been persuaded to get in the car. She's went in the car and they've then drove her down to Folkestone, where they went to Gunnar's caravan. But whilst in that caravan, obviously they got in touch with the other friend. So there was then three of them and this 12-year-old defenceless girl. They've plied her with drink, drugs, crystal meth and amphetamine, and began passing her around and doing the worst of the worst to her. As you know, on this channel, you can't go into details. Not that we want to go into details, but I can't say specific words for sake of getting flagged up. So when I say passed her around and done the worst of the worst, use your imagination. You know what I'm talking about. Now, these three animals, absolute beasts, have done this with this poor young lass for 3 days. It went on over 72 hours. Now, there was points when they've been to the shop or whatever and they've left the caravan, because that's where they've ended up, in the caravan. A little squalid dump where these cretins have been living. So they've went out, obviously, to the shop to get drinks and then go and see dealers or whatever to get more supplies with a 12-year-old kid. Now, this is the same age as my daughter. It doesn't bear thinking about the scars that she's going to have for the rest of her life, the mental scars. That is the reason why on this channel I do these type of videos, to get the public aware and let people know of these type of beasts which are prowling and are in this country and putting the young ones at risk. Innocent little kids like that. Now, like I say, I don't know the background into this youngster. Because of our age, you can't find that sort of information. They don't release it. But I'm assuming, just say she's in care or whatever. She might be a little bit of a tearaway, and she's in care. She's not getting the love and attention at home. And these beasts have taken full advantage of her. But a 12-year-old is an innocent young girl. And like I've said, it doesn't bear thinking about. But over the course of the days, they did say to her the reasons why she hasn't run away when she's been out in public with them or screamed for help. These big, burly beasts have told her if she says anything, makes any remarks, or tries to ask for help, that they will kill her. They have been doing the most despicable things to her in that caravan. As they're doing it, they're telling her that they're going to kill her. There's three of them. Obviously, she isn't going to say anything. She's in fear of her life. And this has went on over 3 days with these three beasts. And the only way she escaped was because obviously after a 3-day on whatever they've been taken, they've all fell asleep, even the young girl. All four have fell asleep inside the caravan. Luckily, She has woke up before them, and she has had the courage to escape. She has escaped that caravan, and she is immediately picked up by police, because as you can imagine, 12-year-old, whether it was the authorities, the care, or whether it was her parents or whoever was in charge of her, she would have been reported missing that night. Well, I hope she would have been anyways. So it doesn't, like I say, we don't know the background, but hopefully she was reported and there was people looking for her. Eventually there was after 3 days, because like I said, the police have picked her up. Luckily for that young child, because imagine they had woke up before her, what would have went on afterwards? She might have lost her life. These cretins might have thought they would have had to get rid of her so that she doesn't tell the police on them. But like I've said, luckily she managed to escape. She's told at first she was reluctant to tell the police what had happened. It wasn't until they sat her down, and over a course of a few hours, she's eventually opened up because she was so scared. She's told them what happened. They've went, found the caravan, found the car. Her phone was actually in their possession still, which they had taken from her. There was DNA all over her body, the poor young child. DNA all over her body of these animals, these beasts. And obviously, when they've all been arrested, they've tried to deny it. But you can't deny that amount of evidence, especially when their DNA, and you know which type of DNA I'm talking about, is found all over this young lass, covered in their DNA. Horrible, not even worth thinking about. But anyways, they've then tried to deny it and made this poor young lass go through the torment of facing them all in court. Luckily, she's had the courage, she's been brave enough to be able to tell exactly what has went on to the jury, because these type of cases are actually hard to prove. Obviously not this one, because of her age and everything, and because she was covered in it. But they did try and say it was consensual. 12-year-old can't consent. Doesn't bear thinking about, but again, like I've said, they've made her go through the torment of this trial, and luckily all three have been found guilty, and they are up for sentencing in September. Hopefully they get a substantial amount of time inside a prison. It should be life sentences for cases like this. Unfortunately, it won't be. It will probably be about a 10-year sentence. It should be life with a recommendation of 30 years, because these beasts don't deserve to walk, don't deserve their freedom. They deserve a different type of punishment, a punishment that gets dished out inside of prison, which we call prison justice. So whichever prison they are in at the moment, they will probably be on the protection wing. But a lot of the time, cases like this, when they're on remand before they go up for trial, they are mixed in with the normal location lads, and sometimes they try to go unnoticed. And again, a lot of these cases, they don't get shown on the mainstream media, so the faces, the names are unknown, especially in the system. They could make up another story. They will be living amongst the general population. But I'm sure there's a lot of prisoners that watch this channel, and they will be keeping an eye out for them inside of prison. And like I've said previously, prison justice is the only justice that is best served upon these type of prisoners inside a prison. And a lot of you, the majority of you, will agree with it. That's why you watch this channel, because you like to hear about these type of predators getting their comeuppance inside of prison. Now, I will leave that one there for now, but I will be doing more content like this, because like I've said, as hard as it is talking about these cases, researching them, somebody has got to do it. Someone has got a duty. There isn't any other channels out there doing this type of content, talking about these beasts, exposing them, and getting them into the limelight so people know exactly who they are. And guess what? When they're released, they will not be deported, so they will be coming to a house near you in the not too distant future. And I'm sure you'll want to remember those faces, the ones that's in there in the thumbnail. These type of beasties that are a danger to our children. We'll leave that one there for now, people. If there is any content you want us to cover, let us know in the comment section. But as usual, if you are enjoying the content, remember to comment, like and subscribe. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.